Greetings, everyone. This is Wendy Lindahl, the Director of Field Development here at Barefoot Books. And I am so excited to be joining you today to talk about our catalog training. I know that in part one, Steph shared a ton of information about all of the amazing elements of the catalog. This portion is really going to be talking about how to put it into action. Now, as we always say, the catalog is your most powerful tool for you and your business. It is the tool to help you achieve the 6 month to barefoot success plan. It's also all about utilizing it successfully to help you gain max points for the Living Barefoot Challenge. So, again, when you put your catalog into action, you're going to set yourself up for incredible earnings, for incredible rewards at this time of year. And we want to help you make the most out of each and every effort that you have. So there are a few topics that we're going to cover on this call. First, we're going to talk about how to educate yourself with the catalog. Of course, we're going to talk about sales. We're going to talk about how to maximize parties. We're going to talk about how to use your catalogs for sponsoring, how to use them to gain referrals, and how to go out there and canvas your neighborhood and open up doors of opportunity no matter where you go. So let's get started and talking about how to educate yourself. Now, as Steph covered in the first part of this training, there is so much thought and effort that is put into each and every catalog, and we truly believe that this catalog has outdone anyone in our past. We have really put a lot of effort, a lot of thought, a lot of planning into making this an extremely powerful tool for you. As always, when you have a new catalog, whether you're new or whether it's established, we encourage you to educate yourself with the catalog by reading it from cover to cover. This does a few things. For those of you who may be new, it's going to kind of educate you on all of the things that, again, Steph covered in the first portion of this. So it's really going to talk about, help you to understand all of the incredible elements that are there right there at your fingertips. It's also, again, a great way to get familiar as you're starting to hold conversations to easily identify where you need to go within the catalog to really support those conversations that you're having with it. So, again, it's really important to educate yourself and, again, others, everyone you connect with this incredible tool. Now, of course, your catalog is a foundation for sales, okay? But I want to go over a few things with you to really help you understand how to make the most out of handing out a catalog, okay? First of all, always understand that you bring your catalog to life. So often somebody wants to do what I call the drop and run. They want to give it to somebody, then run away and hope that a sale is generated from that, hope that a host comes from it, hope that a new sponsor joins their team. And you know what? On the rare occasions that does happen. But for the most part, you have to understand that you bring your catalog to life. It is those conversations, the dialogue that you have with others that truly does make it successful. So you want to make sure that you are bringing your catalog to life by sharing many things. A great way to get conversations started is by highlighting your personal favorites. We all have a personal favorite. We all have something that speaks to us with Barefoot. For many of you, it's going to be our Barefoot Book of Children and really, the excitement for that. But no matter what your favorites are, talk about them. When you start talking about your favorites, it gets people comfortable about talking about their interests. And it's a great way to kind of segue into those conversations because as they start to talk about what may interest them, you can make recommendations based on what you're hearing. So, again, it's all about opening up conversations to help you kind of identify where you want to guide this conversation that you're having with whatever individual you are. So, it's really important, to really be thinking about how you can make that dialogue get started. Then, of course, it's really important to be intentional about making a sale. So often, again, people want to hand out a catalog and they just kind of want to walk away and hope that it, has gained a voice and is going to talk for you. Again, a lot of thought has been put into a catalog, but what's most important is really you being intentional about, having that follow up, as this last point is. It's really important that you are asking for the sale by saying, is there, can I place an order for you today? or by following up and saying, I know I handed out that catalog to you, just wanted to follow up to see if there were any recommendations I could make for you. Follow up is key, and it's one thing that most people fail to do. When at the reality of it is, if you get into the habit of following up, you will see an incredible increase in your sales over a period of time. And so I really encourage you to, again, be intentional when you're handing out your catalogs to know that either you're going to ask for the sale then, or you're going to follow up and ask for the sale at a later time. And whenever you're handing out a catalog, I say use simple word choices. I think often we have a tendency, as human nature happens to be, to want to give almost too much information. But again, it's about planting the seed, finding what the interest is. So I would say, you know what, use some simple word choices like, Liz, here's a copy of our most recent catalog. It highlights our most recent title, The Barefoot Book of Children. This book is destined to be the biggest seller in our history. It really signifies what Barefoot Books is all about, sharing inclusive and diverse perspectives from around the globe. Take a look at it with the kids, and I'm going to follow up with you in a few days to see if there's anything that you may want to add to your library. Again, it's not about being pushy or salesy. Most people feel that it is. It really is about, sharing and sharing your excitement. I always say one of the most important things when you're doing any business activity is making sure that you have a level of excitement in your tone when you're talking to others. Because if you're excited, they're going to be excited. And again, you bring so many incredible talents to the table. So make sure you let yourself shine every time you have a conversation. Okay, well, let's talk about parties. Again, you know that this is going to be the tool for parties. So let's talk about how you can make the most out of every party. Okay, so here's some tips. You always want to make sure that you have an ample supply of parties and that you have enough to cover all of your party activity and hopefully maybe that last minute impromptu one. Okay, so use catalogs to support your host to hold successful parties. Now, an average party has about 10 guests, and I'm going to say this, don't stress out. Maybe it's five, maybe it's three, maybe it's 20, it doesn't matter. That's not the point. But an average party has about 10 guests. So you can kind of put that as a guesstimator when you're ordering catalogs to make sure that you have enough for that full calendar that you hopefully have. So you want to make sure that you have catalogs and a few extras because we're going to talk about how to use them. Okay, you want to use the catalog to help your host create their wish list. This is the fun time where you can get them excited about all of these incredible titles that we have, all these beautiful stories that we can share. Get them excited. It's no different than when you have a clothing catalog or a sporting catalog, whatever you're into. When you start, going through the pages and your excitement builds, you want to use the catalog to help build that excitement with your host for wanting to make it a successful event for themselves. And so, you know what? Use it to your advantage to be able to get them excited about all the incredible products that are highlighted in our catalog. Again, you want to make the most out of every party opportunity. And so often people overlook an opportunity that is there. They say, oh, there were only two guests and that's it. But I want you to think about it differently because you really can capture a lot, even if you don't have a ton of participation at an event. And this is how. Okay, maybe you have guests who can't come. Okay. Support your host to be able to collect orders from those who may not be able to attend by giving some additional catalogs so that they can say, if they have somebody who says, you know what, I can't attend, you can say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry you can't come, but here's a catalog and I'm going to follow up with you before I close my party. And you know what, I can collect an order from you before then if you want something. Okay. So again, it's all about looking at an opportunity. While they might not be able to attend, that does not mean that they can't look at a catalog or place an order. Now, at the event, you really want to maximize your catalogs. You want to make sure each guest has a copy in an order form. As you begin each presentation, share the key aspects that Steph just shared to help them during their decision-making process. Again, Steph talked about all the incredible, aspects of this catalog and how it was designed to support you to gain sales. Use those to be able to maximize, again, the amount of sales that you can make at an event. And make a point to connect with each guest and collect orders from the guests right there at the party. Okay, it's simply about saying, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you can come. Is there any recommendations I can make for you? Or are there any questions that you have? Start having conversations and again, be intentional about asking if they're ready to place an order. That is a very simple step. It's not about being pushy, but it's about just saying, what can I do to help you? I'm so excited you're here with us tonight. Now, don't forget that each host has many connections outside of their geographical area, and this is often the one that people really overlook. I want you to max out sales and drive your hosts out of town customers to place orders by viewing the catalog online. That's the joys of today's business, is the fact that online accessibility gives 24/7 365 access to you and your business and your events. So you want to make sure that you're also driving people who may not be in the area, who they may know would love to touch barefoot. Again, help them make the most out of their event, get the most rewards for their efforts, simply by tapping into each one of those areas that, again, if you kind of let one go, you may not have as much in sales for that event. However, if you capitalize in those outside orders, is what I call them, those ones outside of the geographical orders, those ones who may not be able to come, if you're maximizing the orders of these individuals who are at the event, when you think about how that can impact your business over a year-long period of time, it really is overwhelming when you think about it. So keep looking at those opportunities. Now, the most important thing, again, is to follow up with everyone. This is the most powerful yet most overlooked aspect of every event. So I really want to encourage you to get in the habit, and really support your hosts, to follow up with guests who may not have placed an order at the event and who has a catalog in hand. Maybe there was somebody who wasn't able to attend. Okay, again, make sure that they have a catalog in hand and that you're collecting an order. And again, those who weren't able to make it at the last minute, make sure they get a catalog, and you're able to collect any of those last minute orders, or again, drive them to the online catalog. And again, those outside guests who may be outside of the geographical area, and make the most out of that. And a great way to do that is really to use deadlines. Jill, I wanted to make sure you were able to place your order before I close my party on whatever date that may be. Again, it's all about tying your catalog in with your follow up, in with your word choices that are really going to make the most happen. And again, when you think about how this can help impact your 6 months of barefoot success, and how that can impact gaining all kinds of rewards for the 2016 Living Barefoot Challenge, it's pretty impressive when you think about it. And of course, you want to use your catalog to share the host opportunity page to get any additional bookings from each event. And you can say something very simple like, "You've seen how much fun we've had today. Hosting is a great way to get books discounted or for free. When you host an event for your family and friends, it's simple, easy, and fun." Again, use those tools within the catalog to help you to have conversations and to be able to share along the way. Okay. Of course, a big portion of building your business successfully and really growing in the compensation plan is sponsoring. And your catalog is really a great way to introduce this to others, okay? Because the catalog is a perfect tool to help you share conversations about what makes us unique and how amazing it is to build a business through our stories. So, this catalog really helps to share our mission, which is to share stories, connect families, and inspire children. It allows you to talk about books that celebrate diversity, inclusivity, spark curiosity, and capture children's imaginations. And how great is it to do that with this particular catalog when we have the Barefoot Book of Children on the cover represented there? You can talk about how to gain those global perspectives and really talk about how to enhance the lives of everyone you touch, about the benefits, and rewards of being a part of this mission, and really knowing that you impact so many, not only today, but in their lifetimes to come. And so, it's so wonderful when you think and you can share that, our barefoot children grow up into barefoot adults, and we are able to influence how they see this fabulous world that we live in. You want to use the catalog to help hold these conversations and respond to questions. Again, so often when it comes to sponsoring, again, people want to give too much information. It really is about highlighting the benefits of, again, those simple things we just talked about, and listening to where their interest may lie in that. So, again, use the catalog to really kind of be able to show them some of those things. Now, we know many people have someone who is on the fence, somebody you've talked to, you may have presented this to them, and they just haven't made a decision yet. Well, a great way to help you is to use your catalog to help show how easy it is to build a business. Okay. Give out a couple catalogs. Maybe it's two, maybe it's five, whatever it may be. But I can tell you this is a really powerful thing. Many of our ambassadors are creating a little bag that they have so people can go out and test, and it has some catalogs and a couple titles and some order forms in there. But again, let people define if it's going to work for them. So, how you do this is you give them a couple catalogs, let them go share it with their friends, family, coworkers, neighbors, whoever, and see if they can gauge the interest. Most people's fear when they decide, or they're, kind of um, determining if something is going to fit into their life, especially a business decision, it's scary to them. But when you can take away that fear and allow them to see what is the perception going to be, it really becomes an amazing way for them to really experience it firsthand before making that decision. So what's wonderful is that if they sign, you have a new team member. If not, most likely you're going to gain orders. So this is a fun and easy way to help support you in your sponsoring efforts. Now, what's really important is that you set hard deadlines to push commitment. You don't want to give away or risk your materials to just say, okay, take it, and then you never see them again. We don't want you to do that. I don't want you to have that risk. But it's easy to say, you know what, I'm going to give you a couple catalogs, maybe a title to take with you. And you know what, I'm going to meet up with you in a week and you can tell me what you think. Tell me what your experience is. You don't, again, want to give them a long period of time because otherwise they're just going to kind of hover out there and they're not going to have the urgency to go out and take that first step and share it. And again, like I said, it really is a win-win situation because you're either going to gain new customers, most likely, or a new team member. And this has really kind of been proven over and over again to be a really successful strategy, again, for those people on the fence. And it's not necessarily for everyone that you share the sponsoring opportunity with. It's for those individuals that maybe you haven't been able to get to a level, or you can feel their fear about even considering it. So again, your catalog's a really important tool that you can have to help you do this. And that's why you always want to have a ton of catalogs on you. And of course, share your personal why. When you partner this tool, this incredible catalog, with your personal why of what you love, what you're passionate about, those are going to be the things that are really going to make somebody kind of say, oh my gosh, I think I may want to try this. So again, always share your personal stories. Like I said, I have to say, here at Barefoot, our ambassadors are incredible. You each have incredible personalities, talent. You're brilliant. You have these shining glows about you that you have to share with everyone. And so I really want you to share what you love because I think that's so important. And it's a great way to help people understand what drives your interest in the business and how they can be partnered with you moving forward. Now, of course, another great way to use your catalog is by gaining referrals. Okay. So every catalog that you have, I'm going to encourage you to label those catalogs with a simple, label or sticker that says pass it on or share it with a friend. For somebody who may not be interested in purchasing, you want to make sure that it's moving forward into the hands of somebody who is interested. Okay. So a simple label can help a lot. The other thing you can do is hand out two to each customer and ask them to share with others. Some simple word choices are, Susan, here's another catalog for you to share with anybody you know who might like to add a little Barefoot into their personal library. You really want to, again, use those catalogs and make sure you're getting your hands into new customers. It's all about growing that customer base, growing that network, and growing those relationships that you have. So utilize your catalog to do that for you through those simple, easy steps. And of course, one of the things that I love is that your catalog is such a powerful tool to canvas your neighborhood and open up doors of new opportunity. Now, this could be in the residential areas, it could be in your neighborhood. Maybe you haven't even talked to your neighbors. Maybe it's local businesses. And I say businesses are really, really powerful. And here is why. If you have a connection of one individual into a business, you have a connection to every employee within that business. So when you really think about that again, as far as a connection for you, one person can really give you access to many, many. And it doesn't matter. A business could be a gas station. It could be your local pharmacy. It could be a local restaurant. It could be, again, those business areas that you want to go to that have large corporations. But again, it's all about looking at opportunity at every single corner. And when you stand on the corner and you look around, everyone has access to a child in their life. So when you're out there canvassing, many people kind of get fearful of this, but it's actually very easy. All you want to do is supply yourself with some catalogs, again, making sure that they're labeled, and some easy word choices that you can use. I can say I personally use these word choices in the past was just to walk in and say, hey, my name is Wendy, and I have a Barefoot Books business. I'm looking at expanding my business in the area. Has anyone shared a Barefoot Books catalog with you? Again, it is not about going into a full spiel. It is all about saying, you know what, have you seen Barefoot before? Now, if they say yes, then you know what, I've always said, you want to be respectful and you want to walk away and say, okay, please know that if, for whatever reason, you're not able to, you need some help, let me know. So again, it's not that you don't want to step over somebody else's toes. Okay, you want to respectfully walk away from that conversation because again, if somebody is already being serviced, you want to make sure that they stay with that ambassador. That's kind of the rules of the world. However, sometimes an ambassador may leave. So it's a great way to say that, you know what, there's a connection, there's another connection for them in that area. Hopefully that makes sense. So know that, again, you want to go in, you want to start opening up conversations. And when I really think about how many people have never heard of Barefoot Books, canvassing is a great way to start opening up the doors to a lot of opportunities of people who have never been touched before. Okay, this is the most important thing when you're canvassing, whether you're handing out a catalog, whoever it may go to, you always want to collect contact information. You want to get names, phone numbers, emails if you can, and social media contacts are becoming a really, really strong one because you want to follow up. You want to be able to share with them any future promotions. So you know what? It's just about politely asking, you know what, would I be able to get your name and phone number or connect with you on Facebook? That way, again, you can do it in a very non-invasive way, but you want to follow up with them and be able to, ask to see what their interest is in Barefoot Books. And that's a very, very important step. But you can't do that if you don't have any contact information. So I was getting that habit as well. Like I said, follow up, follow up, follow up. I can't say it loud enough. No matter where you have given a catalog, no matter what you've done, you want to follow up with every catalog in all of the ways that we've talked about. And again, some really easy ways you can do it is just by saying, Jennifer, have you had a chance to peek at the catalog I shared with you? I'm just reaching out to see if there was anything you would like to order or any recommendations that I can give. Simple as that. If they say no, great, you move on. If they're ready to place an order, great, get that order placed. If they have questions, answer them for them. But again, so many people choose not to follow up or don't make a priority of follow up and miss out on substantial sales that could impact their business. So I'm going to say this again, know that you have this incredible tool that's there waiting for you to put it into action. So I'm going to wish all of you good luck as you start sharing this beautiful catalog with others. Thanks so much, everyone.